Before I leave the floor to the audience for discussion, I'd love to pose one question. Minh-ha, some of your interpreters and also I, in my introduction to Woman, Native, Other, I described certain modes of writing in your text as writing voices. And now in your talk of tonight, it's more the non-verbal that you figure it in your paper. That means it's all about writing movements. It's writing walking. Writing walking means Twilight walking here, means walking alongside and through this broad spectrum of colors, of cultures. The colors of, it's about writing and walking colors in my perception of your talks. It's about shades of pink or grey or black, writing movements of peace. So that's a wonderful poetic and even synesthetic approach to a deeply political question. And my question is this a further attempt of yours to subvert the conventions of traditional cultural and literary theorists' writing in order to leave the reader or viewer with a, let's say, flat academic text?
Well, you know, one of the line that comes back to me from the book Woman, Native, Other is that we are always working, you know, at the same time, you know, in power relations, at the same time as you have to move, you know, to the space that has been, let's say, forbidden for women, you know, this space of power. We also, so in other words, you know, in terms of theory or in terms of political language and discourse, it's usually not the space, you know, that women are readily accepted. We can see that all over the world, that the body politic include very few women. You know, so at the same time as we have to move toward it, whether it is, you know, in terms of political discourse or in terms of theoretical language in the academy, at the same time as we have to move there, our other move, you know, that happens simultaneously is to learn, in other words, to deinstitutionalize language. So to learn to move away from that language as well. And so for me, the one area that we, you know, each one of us, of course, would come up with a different solution and different choices in what we have to offer. But in my case, you know, as you could see, I was offering something for the ear and the eye, you know, a certain quality of light, how we make images, produce images with light, with colors, you know, for example, but also the social dimension, you know, the spiritual dimension of light, the social dimension of colors are also included in what we say, so that it can never be simply, politics cannot be simply defined in a single way, but politics and the language of our intervention in politics also has to cross borderlines. And so a multiplicity of approach to politics is very important at this time. I think that the question is not simply to focus on a political subject, but rather how do we speak, how do we learn to speak, you know, another language, or how to introduce difference into a language that is already all, you know, too familiar.